Meghan relishes in retelling her most cherished story when Brooke Shield suddenly brings everyone firmly back down to earth with her cheeky prostitute comment, making for some very awkward viewing and a very awkward Meghan. In a new panel held by South by Southwest or SXSW, Meghan stole the show by retelling old stories, and I'll give it to her here, she actually dropped some big truth bombs. However, she quite clearly was oblivious to just how hypocritical she sounded. There's a lot to unravel, so let's get to the crunch. From watching this, I would guess that Meghan has paid to be on this panel. And what makes me think this is that the panel beg her to recount the story of when she was 11. One thing I do find funny about this is when she was asked by the woman next to her, Katie Couric, if she could tell the dishwashing story, Katie, who is a journalist and was a news anchor, slips up over her words. First, she asks Meghan to recount it as she doesn't know if anyone's heard the story before, but then she stops herself mid-sentence, probably realizing how ridiculous that sounded, as, let's be honest, everyone has heard it. And they've probably heard it at least 7 times now, so she changes her question to, I don't know if everyone has heard it yet.
Meghan, will you tell the story about when you wrote that letter to P&G? Because I don't know if everyone's heard it. If everyone's heard it.
Fair enough, Katie. There could be someone in that room who has been living in the Amazon rainforest for the last couple decades who has maybe not heard it yet, but the likeliness is slim. Meghan tells her tale in a very, very rehearsed fashion. Credit where credit is due. Meghan is not a hard worker, but she has memorized this story like the back of her hand. At this point, I cannot help but thinking, really, if they wanted an impressive kid's story at their event, they could have invited an impressive kid, like Addison Goss.
They say, God bless you, and stuff that makes you feel happy inside.
Don't y'all all feel happy inside? I do, and I think she started when she was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Who started her own non-profit at the age of 10 to help the homeless, or even Greta Thunberg. It's so unusual that Meghan's story is considered noteworthy on this panel. Worse, it suggests that nothing she has done since she wrote this one letter when she was 11 years old is nearly as interesting. Well, they could be right there. We've heard Meghan's washing liquid story on multiple different occasions now.
Just 11 years old, I unknowingly and somehow accidentally became a female advocate.
And I was talking about an experience that I had when I was 11 years old.
At the age of 11, I had seen a commercial at the time that I found to be very sexist. And, truth be told, at 11, I don't even think I really knew what sexism meant. I just knew that something struck me internally.
I was 11, seeing a commercial that I thought felt sexist and doing something to change that. I was really young. When I was 11 and I saw something that was wrong on TV, I put pen to paper and wrote a letter about it.
Each time it's exactly the same thing. However, this time we have a panel with Brook Shields, a woman not only down to earth but hilarious. Now, in case you've missed it, Brooke is also pushing an important agenda about the over-sexualization of underage girls in Hollywood. She herself was subject to a plethora of uncomfortable interviews and roles when she was very young. She jumps in after Meghan's self-gratifying story, stating that at 11 she was cast as a prostitute.
Yeah, this is where we're this is one of the ways where we're different. When I was 11, I was playing a prostitute. So
okay, bro.
I wish I'd known where we're going.
The contradiction between the two as 11-year-olds is so blatant that it's hilarious. You have one perfect little clever feminist activist 11-year-old and the other fueling the darker side of Hollywood. But more revealing is the contradiction between the two women as adults. Brooke is regretful and feels that she was part of the problem of over-sexualizing kids. and now she wants to make that wrong right. Meghan was already right about everything when she was 11. Where is Meghan's PR team on this one? There is nothing relatable about always being perfect. Meghan then, in an uppity, pompous way, laughs awkwardly at the prostitute thing and then states the obvious.
When I was
A little
11.
different.
I would have been writing very different letters, but equally important, I hope.
Wow. 11-year-old Brooke and 11-year-old Meghan, this one's for you.
That's different. Well, of course it's different. That's why she said it. That's why it's so funny. The two women are both so very, very different. Brooke, in comparison on this panel, is so very likable because she is flawed, and that is relatable. She later goes on to attempt not to swear, but ends up blurting it out anyway. It's hilarious.
Conversation shocked the heck out of me. I wanted to say hell, but then I thought I couldn't, so heck shocked the f*** out of me.
If Meghan could just take one tiny leaf out of her book, it would do her image wonders. Someone said, there are people far better qualified and credible to talk on these topics. Her reputation is too damaged by her personal vendetta against the royal family. Harry and Meghan manipulated the media for years to vilify and humiliate the royal family. Pair of cyber bullies preaching against the evil of cyber bullying is beyond ironic. This is what we're going to get into in the next video. The amount of problems Meghan has with the world that are actually problems she's causing in the world. So it's kind of hilarious when you side by side you see what she's actually done and the platform she's done it on and what she's complaining about and the platforms in which the cyberbullying she's complaining about is done on. She is so disconnected from reality. It's entertaining, actually. Someone else said, don't drink the Kool-Aid and believe a word she says. Mega storytellers for their benefit. She had to pay to be there. They seem to be the biggest beneficiaries of their charity. It is very confusing, actually, what their charity do other than PR for themselves. You're probably not wrong in this case scenario. Someone else said, Mother Teresa had the wisdom to tell people to change their lives, but Meghan tells people to change their washing up liquid. It is so funny. I just can't get over the fact that even this panel of really impressive women, this is the thing that this is the story that they're asking, that they're begging Meghan to tell the world again, because it's the only thing that anyone knows about that Meghan has actually done. Meghan states some real home truths in this interview, and I will be the first to say it. She makes some very good points, but probably not at all for the reason you might be thinking. We will get to that in the next video, so hit like if you agree that Meghan peaked at 11 years old, and subscribe to help the Crown family blossom. If you're scared to miss the next episode, then do not fear. Just hit the notification bell and we'll see you down in the comments.